That headlight's finished, looks great. So Project Focus, where we're at, is we've washed the vehicle, which I'm going to talk about now. The engine detailing has been completed, the wheels and tires look great, and the headlights have been restored to perfect clarity. Before we apply a wax or polish it, we need to talk about a proper prep wash. Now for the Focus, when I mean I'm going to wash it, I'm referring to what I call an Xtreme prep wash. And that's not just any traditional wash. What that is a thorough mechanical and chemical decontamination of the paint. After all, this is a 10-year-old vehicle, it's not a brand new car, and frankly, I don't think it's properly been washed in several years. So I need to go beyond the traditional wash method of just rubbing a soap and a wash mitt across the surface, and instead really get down in there and deep clean the paint. So to do that, first off, I used an Xtreme iron remover, and what this product does is it actually chemically dissolves embedded iron particles that are in the paint. So every vehicle, whether it's a brand new car or a 10-year-old Focus, it has iron particles in the paint. And the way that happens is, number one, the vehicle is transported often by rail car or in the back of a big semi-truck. And with the rail car, you have the iron particles in the air. And then from the truck, you have the brakes. So every time you hit the brakes, you create friction, and the little metal shavings come up in the air and they land on the vehicle. Or maybe you're parked close to a railroad track at work, or where the dealership is. There's a number of different ways that your vehicle has iron contamination. And this product works to effectively dissolve it. Now, there's a lot of different iron removers in the market. I like to use an Xtreme iron remover, and the reason why is this product is safe on all exterior surfaces. It's going to effectively clean the paint, and you don't really have to worry about causing any damage. Some of the less expensive alternatives are highly acidic, they're highly caustic, and if you don't use them properly, you can wreak havoc on your vehicle's paint. So using this product is simple. Before you actually spray it on the car, because you're going to do this before you wash it, go ahead and get all your wash supplies set up. So my wash of choice is a Coating Prep Auto Wash, because this is a high alkaline formula that's going to cut through the heavy grease and road film that's present on this Focus. So get all your supplies set up. I like to use a detailing cart like I have behind me. And the reason why is having my bucket elevated off the ground, it means I don't have to constantly bend over to add soap or water or to dunk my wash mitt. It just makes things so much easier. Plus, it keeps everything close at hand, including your drink, which I'm here in South Florida. It gets really hot. I drink a lot of water when I wash the car. So I get that all set up. I add water to my bucket. Then I add some of the Coating Prep Auto Wash. I use my Grit Guard insert, which sits at the bottom of the bucket. I use that to stir it up, and then I blast it with a strong jet of water from a hose, and activates lots of suds. So then I take Xtreme iron remover and I simply spray it all over the outside panels of the car. And what'll happen is after a few minutes, it changes colors from clear to red as it dissolves the iron particles. So for a vehicle that's white in color, it'll leave the paint white as snow when you're completely finished, because gloss comes from smoothness. So this chemically decontaminates the paint, and it makes the paint appear more vibrant and brighter. So when you polish it or you wax it, your wax is going to perform better, and it's also going to be much glossier. So spray it on all exterior surfaces, and then once it's had a chance to interact with the iron, it changes from clear to red. That's when you want to go ahead and wash the vehicle. So I already have my wash bucket set up. Take your wash mitt. I like to use a gold Chenille wash mitt because it's very soft and it holds a lot of soapy solution. And simply dunk it in your bucket and then wash a panel at a time, starting from the top, and you're working your way down. Reload your wash mitt frequently with soap so you have lots of lubrication on the surface. Now, the iron remover, it's important that you don't let it fully dry on the surface. Make sure you're using a high quality product and make sure you're moving quickly. So never work on a panel that's really hot to the touch, because that'll accelerate the drying time. And I wash the entire outside of the vehicle, panel by panel, section by section, loading my wash mitt frequently. And then once that was completely clean, I did a mechanical decontamination using a clay mitt. So this is a universal clay mitt, and it replaces a clay bar. So a clay bar works by removing bonded surface contaminants. It's a polymerized, like a man-made material that has an abrasive built in. Well, a clay mitt is actually a mitt, as the name implies, and there's a rubberized polymer coating. And this is more aggressive than a clay bar, and it's more effective than a clay bar. So it removes the bonding contaminants and it leaves the paint really smooth and really glossy. Simply dunk it in your wash bucket and then go over the surface very gently. You're not scrubbing, you're not grinding, you're just going over it very gently using the weight of your hand. So do this panel by panel, making sure you reload with soapy solution quite often. And then once you're completely finished with the clay mitt, rinse everything off and dry it using a soft microfiber towel. You'll hear me often mention high quality products, and the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of less than spectacular products in the market, and frankly, you have to be really careful with them. For example, Xtreme iron remover doesn't stain your driveway. More importantly, it actually cleans your driveway. Same thing with the Coating Prep Auto Wash. So use high quality products, and now the vehicle is ready for polishing or waxing, which I'll showcase in a future episode of Rudder's Detailing Garage. Stay tuned for more on Project Focus.